What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pete and Sebastian Show. Before we go any further, I just want to let you know how much fun we're having on Loose Ends on the Pete and Sebastian Patreon channel. I mean, not only is Sebastian bopping on sometimes, not only are we taking live calls, but we're bringing in bits, we're bringing in video, we're playing music. DJ Lou is there every week, Cans is there every week. We even got magic going on. And we never know what's going to happen, but we do know it happens every Tuesday, 8:30 East Coast time, live. At least an hour-long show. There's been times it's gone 2 and even 2.5. We're having a blast. It's $5 a month. You get 4 of those every month, plus 1 extra Pete and Sebastian show with 0 ads. Join us at patreon.com/Pete and Sebastian show. All one word. No spaces in between. You type all that in. Patreon.com/Pete and Sebastian show. We will pop up and you will be a part of it. See you there. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. From household names like Heinz and Magic Spoon, good cereal, to brands just getting started. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial. Wow, $1 per month. And start selling today at shopify.com/thecast. Go to shopify.com/thecast. Shopify.com/thecast.
This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Hey, this is Sebastian Maniscalco coming at you direct from the Los Angeles area alongside Pete Correale coming at you from Fredonia, New York. Lots to get into today here on the Pete and Sebastian Show. Dare I ask, or should we just leave it on the back burner? Where you were earlier today, or is this something that's not digestible for the public to hear?
Yeah, it's doctor's appointment, and I wanted to go over some tests and stuff, but all stunning. Yeah, no, all good, all good. He's just, there's nothing. What's going on with the cord coming out of your ear, though? It's a little different now. What are we doing with that?
Yeah. My bad. Here we go. I might have to go up the shirt.
That's all right.
I might have to go up the back of the spine. And then in. So let's just, and I don't know if you could tell from where you're sitting, but a little bit of a sunburn on my face. I don't know if you could tell through the lens of your camera over there.
No. What happened?
Went out yesterday in the backyard, decided, you know what? Let me it's 83 degrees. Let me just go sit out, get a little sun. Next thing you know, no sunscreen, no nothing. Just came in, barebacked it, and it's bad. I can't feel my face. Tough time sleeping last night, and I gotta push it. Well, listen, I gotta admit to you, and I gotta admit to the listeners, I was on a no drinking kick, but over the past few weeks, that kind of has went by the wayside. And yesterday, I felt like, to culminate the end of the arena tour portion of what's been going on in the It Ain't Right tour, I decided to crack open a bottle of white wine. And had no intentions of finishing the entire bottle by myself. That being said, I took a hike yesterday, hour and 40 minutes with Lana.
Wow.
I drank a bottle, laid out by the pool, had sushi with the family, and about 8:30, my body shut down. And I started going to the bedroom, and this was unheard of, to go to the bedroom around 8:30. She goes, "Where are you going?" I go, "It's over. Going to bed." Went to bed 11 o'clock at night, bro. I woke up in what I would call preliminary heart attack, stroke type symptoms.
Oh man, what?
I would equate it to like a clam soup coming out of my body, thick. What you take on a possible sun overexposure, or what is that? I threw up.
There's a lot to take in. You threw up. It's the freaking white wine. Stop drinking women's booze, guy. I'm telling you, man. And will you drink it? I know. The last time I had white wine, and one of the few times in my life, was at your house, and it was quite delicious. It threw me off. I wasn't expecting it to be delicious. Nice chilled white wine really was amazing. But were you drinking during the day?
Yeah.
Was this all Wow, that. Who drinks poolside while their kids are in school? Wow, that is impressive. That's like the start of a fucking movie about a woman with a drinking problem. You know, husband comes home from work, she's making dinner with booze on her breath. I mean, that's.
This is a famed Andy Garcia movie. When a man loves a woman. Remember when the woman was
right?
I don't know why. I don't know why we're equating drinking poolside in a day to a wife, because there's plenty of males that are doing this as well. But
right.
Bro,
yeah.
I felt like I was on vacation. And for a day. And 11
It's funny
o'clock.
you say that, because just today I was driving with Jackie, and your house came up. Oh, it was that picture of the dog, and the gentleman guy who had said, "Where does that dog run?" And I said to Jackie, "Oh, he doesn't see the yard. That dog's got a great yard to run in." And then we started talking about your house, and I said, I don't know if I could ever live there, even if I had that kind of money, because I wouldn't want to work. I would just want to wake up, work out, hit the steam room, then hit the pool and chill out. And Jackie was like, "I know, that house is like literally living in an awesome hotel." So you did what I would want to do. And I'm glad to hear that you did it, bro. You don't do that enough. So it was nice that you did that. Nothing wrong with the 8:30 shutdown. I was in bed last night by 9:30, which is unheard of. I wasn't even drinking. I went to bed at 9:30. Jackie's like going to get a snack, and she's like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "Bed." The tour is tiring. And then on top of that, these people don't understand. What was it? Over 90 shows, over 90 arenas doing an hour and 15, hour and 10 minutes every night. Dude, that is like, I'm clapping for myself and my 15 minutes too. That was some tour. That was awesome. So fucking fun.
Yeah, we definitely had a great time. I got the full numbers. The numbers was 73 cities, 81 shows. That's what.
81 shows. 81 shows. Arenas. Wow. I don't even know if I'll be able to perform without walking in a circle ever again. Yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Good? It's great to be here. Oh, look back at that. Anyway, that was amazing. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say. You deserved that. You deserved everything that happened. You deserved to party with that white wine. The puking's a little unfortunate, but why do you have a tendency whenever you eat a big meal or have a few, you always wake up in the middle of the night like a mess. But then by morning, are you not? When you wake up in the morning, are you fine?
Thank God I went to bed early, and thank God I drank early, because I felt like the drinking early and the going to bed early saved me for a hangover. I felt like I slept through the hangover portion of it.
Yeah.
And I got up around 7. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm dragging a little bit, but I think I don't know. I just had a good time. I was talking to my dad out there on FaceTime. Lana was nice enough to go get the kids, and she went once. Yeah, she really helped me out. I mean, I need a decompressed day when I come home.
Yeah. I hear you.
So here we are. It's a Tuesday afternoon. You just got back from the doctor. Still curious about that. I feel like I'm not getting the full story.
No, there is no full story, man. I'm telling you.
I did have something I wanted to. I don't even know if I could get into this. This is not a Patreon, is it?
No. We could switch it.
Nah. Nah.
What? Nah. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. The origins of this podcast were once just a dream. That dream turned into the podcast and business you are listening to today. Starting your own business is a dream of lots of us share, but too many of us let it remain just a dream. Don't hide yourself back thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those what ifs into why nots with Shopify by your side. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. From household names like Heinz and Magic Spoon to brands just getting started. What if I can't design a website? Shopify's got you from the get-go with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand style. What if I need a hand? Well, get help with everyday tasks like enhancing your product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. They're there for you, baby. Turn those dreams into cha-ching and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your own $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/thecast. Go to shopify.com/thecast. That's shopify.com/thecast.
Anything you want to bring up in regards to the tour, the last moments? We did a little drink and eat on a Saturday night in Detroit this past weekend, and everybody went around the table. And, you know, you're very good with this as far as verbally, like, sharing your feelings to a group of people without any shame or nothing. You just, like, lay it out there. You know, like, you had no problem going, you know what, man? I love you guys. You guys are the best. We had the best time. Right? Pat said a little something at the table. There was a little sharing of, a little reminiscing about the tour.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I don't know, maybe I'm too much in my head, but I tend to just generally tap out when it gets possibly a little sentimental or emotional. Because I feel if I dive into that head first, people are going to be picking me off the floor.
Why? Why are they going to be picking you off the floor? What do you mean?
Because I felt like if I were to speak at that table,
yeah,
I feel like it could have went easily into a full cry.
Even saying that is nice. If you said that, even like, because that lets people think that you don't want to share because you do care about them and you don't want to get too emotional about it.
I just didn't think it was the right. I mean, like, what if I stood up and said something and you're eating a corn dog? What the fuck is this? This guy's crying. I'm eating a corn dog. I just felt like the vibe wasn't. I don't know if I would have cried. But I just, you know, this is what I'm doing. I'm sending personal notes to people, written. What you think?
Interesting. Yeah, personal notes are nice. That's a nice touch, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what you want. You don't do that. You're not very forthcoming of your feelings, or you don't feel that way, so I've learned that about you, like, and we're just sharing here, okay? And for all you listeners out there, sometimes we don't acknowledge you enough. We just talk amongst ourselves, but I just want to let everybody know I'm sharing a little more here. I had said something very nice on Christmas. At Christmas time, I left you a message that was very nice, and I'm not doing that anymore. I backed out of the Maniscalco. What? What's the problem? What's the problem? Because it's
you know what? You know what?
I said some things I shouldn't have.
Wow.
Got a little.
Hey.
What?
I'm sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a vulnerable state right now.
What are you sharing? What are you sharing?
I'm sure that I could have lost my composure, maybe my emotions got the best of me. And I said, I decided to send out notes. And now you're coming at me with the fucking, I gave you a Christmas message. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
That's my way of saying, don't worry about your note. I don't need the note. You're not very emotional, and that's cool. And
wait a minute. Are you referring
don't
to...
even look for it.
Are you referring to a voicemail?
Yeah. Yeah, but when I did it, it's regardless of what I said. That doesn't matter. The point of it is, I'm reading. You're not a overly sentimental guy, so you don't have. Don't worry about it.
No, I am.
I'm pulling back. I'm pulling back, so you don't need to push forward.
Yeah, that's what happens when you open up.
You fucking don't open up. You go, I might cry, and then you go, and I might not cry. Bro, you surround yourself with awesome people. That I will say, and I think I said it that night. The tour, everybody on that tour is great at what they do. Really, really nice and enjoyable to be around. And what I was a little thrown by with that, because I'd never been on a tour of that magnitude before, and I know a lot of the people that worked on it, like they're already, lined up to go do bands and the next thing, and like that's the world they live in. Not a lot of over sentimentality going on there at the end. Like I thought people were going to come up to me and like big hugs and like, I'm going to miss you, and could we exchange numbers? It wasn't a lot of that, which I liked. It was kind of like, seemed like the people in that business are like, we can't make a big deal out of it every time a tour ends. Like, we'll be crying left and right. It'll be too much. So we just, we almost act like we're going to see you next week, even though we won't, Am I being choppy? Am I not being understandable? Patrick, are you getting what I'm saying? I feel like I'm being confusing.
I'm getting you, Pete. I got you.
All right.
Okay. So what you're saying is you expected a lot more fanfare at the end of this tour from the people around you, and you didn't get it.
Well, both ways. There was a couple people I was going to go up to and, tell them how great they are and how awesome it was. But the vibe was like, like I'd go to say that to a certain person and they'd be like, so this is it, man. Last one. It's been fun, Petey. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess we're not getting overly like sentimental. And then I would just go, yeah, man, it's been great, man. Hope to see you down the road. Same here, man. And I was like, all right, cool. We're not like making a big deal out of it. I wasn't upset that we weren't. I was just like, oh, these people must go through this a lot, so they don't make a big deal out of it. It's just an observation.
Yeah. Don't know how to respond to it, really.
We're not on the same page at all today, I feel like.
Not on the same pages. Man, I don't know. Maybe it's the hangover. So, what do you got? What's this?
What? It's just the envelope. Yeah. What?
Was it mail?
No, I'm using this envelope to write notes because I was in a rush to get up here, but there is a note in here from a listener that I haven't read yet that's addressed to you and me. Dear Pete and Sebastian. 3-pager.
3 pages. Jesus.
2 pages. I didn't read it yet.
Well, do you want to read the email that you got that you sent over?
Oh, you want to read it? I don't have it on me. What do you think? Did you read it?
It's a fan sent in this letter. I think we should read it. I want to get your take. Hi, Pete. I'm a fan of the cat. It's not even addressed to me. This is just you. Why don't you?
Because they know you're not going to read it, so they hope I read it and we'll share it.
Well, we're reading it. Thought to mention that perhaps things have gone too far with the admiration of Tom Cruise. Did you read this?
I read it.
I was already annoyed when I read that right there.
Yeah, already you get like you're burning, right? The first sentence?
Absolutely.
All right.
I don't like listen, I don't handle criticism well when it comes to stand-up comedy. You want to tell me my house, have an idea to make my house prettier or my clothes nicer or whatever, that's fine. But when it comes to my comedy, step off.
Is it time
What's
to go?
going on with the show? Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
We're getting our footing. We're getting our footing.
All right.
Is it time to go deeper and really see him for what he represents, his true identity in Scientology? As a Christian, you know that he doesn't represent a salvation faith, and his church that he plays a major part in couldn't be further from true teaching of Christ. I won't be putting him on a pedestal nor going along with Sebastian on his antics with it all. It's midnight here in Australia. The message is brief, but I'm sure you'll understand the deeper meaning of it all as a Christian. See what you could do to end the, idolatry of him on the podcast. God bless. I'm not going to give the name. Thoughts, concerns, grievances.
Got a couple. I really specifically didn't don't go along with Sebastian and his whatever it was, a loving of Tom Cruise, that one line.
Yeah.
Because it's and this is really going to bother her because it's implying that you love Tom Cruise more than me, and that's not the case. So that one really bothered me. I don't want to eventually get Tom Cruise on here and he thinks that you like him or not like him. And I don't know, is it I've made my thoughts clear. I don't know, I remember this lady's name, but I'm just telling her, whoever wrote it, I made it clear. I would switch to Scientology if that would make him my friend. I mean, I'm not locked into this Catholic thing. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a Scientologist die, but I've seen some Catholics die, and I didn't see God floating around next to them when they went. Bro, I'm way off today. I don't know what's going on. I didn't even drink white wine last night. But I don't know.
Well,
there's a lot of religions.
You know what I pulled from that letter?
What?
We got listeners in Australia?
At least one. Yeah, I know.
The reach is far and wide.
Dude, we got a listener in Iran, bro. He reaches out to me. He's a great guy. It really is. I wonder if we got one in every country.
Oh, maybe. We should look that up. But this woman that wrote the letter, once you start throwing in the religion, the Christian, and this and that and the other thing, it's like, oh, here we go. So being a Christian, isn't that part of the whole thing, to accept people and you're ostracizing people because they have a different belief than you do? I've never subscribed by that whatsoever. Whether you're Muslim, Jewish, Catholic, whatever, I don't ostracize based on faith. So go fucking look at a kangaroo and get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
You take one of the few things we know about Australia, right? Go, and you go have a Vegemite sandwich. But listen, that was very mature what you said, bro. That was very insightful, and it's very true. It's like, I mean, come on, man. Catholicism is supposed to be about acceptance, so I agree with you wholeheartedly. But it brings up another point. The fact that Tom Cruise pulls the box office numbers he does with that fake religion, can you imagine if he was Catholic? Holy shit! There'd be lines to see his movies every day. I mean, that's how great this guy is. He's the head of like a mall religion that got started in a mall, and and no one cares. I'm sorry, miss, you're not from America. You wouldn't understand it. It would be like us making fun of Paul Hogan.
Yeah, listen, everybody's got their own grievance or what have you. To each his own. But for us, there's a bit of sarcasm and, humor in what we do, obviously. We're comedians. And if you can't take it for the straight fact of it being just a humorous little bit that we have, then I don't know what to tell you. But
and let me make a point too. If we ever were lucky enough to have Tom Cruise on the show, the woman who wrote that letter, I'm asking you this, and we're only fooling around with you, miss. I'm glad you wrote the letter because it's funny and it gives us something to play with. If we had Tom Cruise on, would you listen? Or are you going to tune out because he's a Scientologist?
Yeah, I doubt it. The questions we got for this guy, you ain't. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, regardless. All right? Man. Even if we have to get you infiltrating the Church of Scientology over there to make your way through the ranks to get to this guy.
That's it, baby. Whatever it takes. I want to know right out of the gate, how did you land on Cruise? Guy's real name is Maypother. You know that, right?
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah, Thomas Maypother. I think it's Mapother. It's not Cruise. Yeah, look that up, Patrick. And if you don't mind, bro. And, at some point he picked a name. What was that like? Were your mom and dad? Were you alone? Were you with a friend? And you throwing names out? What was the runner-up? Was it Dotson?
Maypother. Bro, he's Maypother. He's Thomas. Bro, it's his middle name.
Cruises? No way.
Says right here. Tom Cruise full name is Thomas Cruise Maypother the Fourth.
I didn't know. See, we're both learning. Cruise. So wait. So is Thomas Cruise maybe his mother's maiden name? Like that wasn't a middle name. Like my middle name's John. What's your middle name?
Joseph.
Can you imagine if it was Cruz? Sebastian Cruz?
I don't know.
That's a nice middle name. I don't know what's going on. See, right there, we talked to him about that.
Yeah, like when did he just decide? Oh, Maypother. I mean, can you imagine? Did you see Maypother's new movie?
Oh
God! Just the name alone, you don't even want to go, right?
I don't even think they would have let him into Scientology with that last name. Maypother.
Yeah. So
what would you even call him in high school? What's up, Mape?
What's up, Maple?
Maybe.
What about Thomas Maple?
This lady doesn't want us talking about him, and we're trying to figure out what they called him in high school.
Oh, God. So, couple things here.
Yeah.
Get your take on it. Caruso got the game ball on Sunday at baseball.
Nice.
And when they mentioned his name, he went up, he got the ball, he put the ball in his mitt, and he sat back down. There was no fanfare. There was no nothing. Like he didn't, nothing. I said, I saw you got the game ball on Sunday, and I like the way you handled yourself.
Sounds classy.
He's very humble. He goes, yeah, I didn't want to make a spectacle. I'm like,
he used that word?
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love
he doesn't, and we had a parent-teacher conference, and the teacher told us that he's not one to brag or in your face. He'll score a basket, he'll score a goal, he'll do something out at recess that would, require him to like yell and cheer for himself. He just acts like he's been there before. Now, I have to tout that to Lana and I beating it into his head, not to brag. Now, similar instant with my daughter. She does current events at school, one a month. She picked a 12-year-old girl who's on Broadway, who's in The Lion King. She picked a NASA story. And this story, she picked me breaking the record at Madison Square Garden, right? For 5 shows. She did the whole project. And this is Sunday night. I was not home. She's like, Mommy, I don't want to do this. I feel like I'm bragging. She goes, no, you're not like that anyway. She was having a really hard time with it. She started to cry. She goes, I don't want to make anybody else's daddy feel less than because I'm talking about my daddy.
Wow.
Been beating it into the kids' heads over the course of the last 7 years about being humble, about not bragging, about not being a show off. And you don't know what kids are absorbing. But for me, it's always been just because, we live a certain way, maybe we have a bigger house than someone, doesn't mean that someone is less than us. I don't want you going around talking about things that you have, own, do. It comes off as being really superficial and really not nice. Now we're seeing 2 examples in the same week of not bragging, right? And then I came home and I told her, and I think you're like this too. Lana is a great mother, don't get me wrong, but the examples that I was giving Serafina in this particular situation, and I think it's just because we do comedy and we think everything's funny. I said, okay, I'm going to say 2 things, and I want you to tell me what's bragging, right? So I started going, my daddy, she goes, that's bragging. I said, okay, see, you know the difference. You could say the same thing a different way. You could say, I know everybody's daddy here is very, very special, but I just want to share something that I'm very proud of that my daddy did. And then boom, everybody's on the same playing field. Soon as I said that, boom, it was in. She's doing it tomorrow. And she did it for me last night. And again, as a performer, I'm sitting there critiquing the delivery of the lines. And it's, I got to tell you, I'm not really good at spelling. It's not really my strong suit. Reading and comprehension didn't really excel in that. I did excel in mathematics, but once I got to school and I thought I was going to be an accountant and saw what real mathematics were, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could add value in book reports and performance-based shit in school. Now, I've been talking for at least 3.5 minutes, and you haven't said a damn word, which is, I'm not expecting you to, but I'm just going to shut it down right now. I feel like this cast is so off the rails.
No, it's not. Why do we always have to be funny? So many casts aren't.
Can you open up the window? I'm fucking dying of sweat, bro. As I was telling the story, I'm trying to go, where am I going? Where am I going?
Well, yeah, listen, it was, I was interested and I was taking it all in, and I'm happy to hear all those things that you're saying as far as your kids being humble about it, man, because it is a fine line. Raising them right, dude.
Trying, bro. Trying.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on over at the school. Did I tell you what I told the teacher? I asked the teacher if Caruso's got any crushes on any girls.
No, what'd she say?
I just threw that in there just to sometimes I feel like, there needs to be a little levity in the conversation. Talking about parent-teacher conference. Don't you feel at the parent-teacher conference that you have to be slightly funny just to let the teachers know that this is why I'm not here a lot?
Yeah, exactly, right. I've actually missed them. I miss them, which sucks. I hate when I missed the past 2 years. I missed the parent-teacher conference.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I like to be there at the parent-teacher conference. They're young, but now we're starting to get into Serafina was, having trouble spelling, right? Some words. So I cut right to the chase. I go, okay, where does this fall you got 30 kids in here. Where is she with the spelling? Is she in the middle? She's like, she's in the middle to lower end, you know? Okay, that's all I needed to hear. I just said, don't tell me she's having trouble spelling a few words. Tell me how she's ranking amongst her peers so I could tackle this head on. All right? That's all I had to hear is lower than the mid, and now it's flashcards every night at the dinner table.
Right. Well, if she goes, she's the worst speller in the class, you'd be like, okay, no. She won't be by Wednesday. All right? Trust me on that. Dude, I walked in the door when I got home Monday, freaking walked through the door, Sadie hugs me and goes, I got a 90 on my math test. I'm fine with that, but Mom's mad. Right? And then I walk a little further in, and I see Jack in the kitchen. She gives me a hug. She goes, she got a 90? And I go, yeah. And she goes, Ma, a 90's, it's like good. It's better than most. And I'm like, what do we tell you, Sadie? Better than most ain't good enough around here. It's got to be the best. I go, you did it yesterday. You did the mock test, and you got everyone right. You knew how to do it, right? She goes, yeah. I go, so you know how to do it all, right? Yeah. Did you feel like you got everything right on the test? Yeah. I go, so you're not pissed that you got something wrong, you don't know what it is? I go, that's mediocre. Not caring, that's mediocre. If you cared, you'd be like, God, what did I get wrong? I need that test back. You know? And I literally just walked in the door after being delayed. My flight was delayed 7 hours after that whole freaking thing. And I'm right in it, baby. Right in it, man. So, you know, because these kids, what? That's how she responds to that.
If I came home with a 90% on my math test as a kid, we'd go to Great America.
I know, right? Somebody's getting ice cream tonight.
What? The poor kid. Mom, come on, bro. It's an A. What are we doing here? What are we running?
Oh, you want to know how bad it got? Our college here in town, which I went to, so anyone listening in town, don't be offended by this, you know, Fredonia College, they're called the Blue Devils. Sadie wants to go to Duke. She always talks about Duke. She loves Duke, right? So I said, well, you're going to be a Blue Devil after all. It's just going to be this one right here. That's the Blue Devil you're looking at. And then she would say stuff around the house, and I go, what's that, 90?
Oh.
And she goes, what? I started calling a 90. I go, if you're fine with a 90, then you shouldn't care that I'm calling you 90. Can you pass the salt 90? That's what I'm saying at the dinner table. Pass the salt 90. She laughs. My kid is the best. I mean, everyone thinks their kids are the best, and they should. And if you don't have kids, folks, and you don't want to have kids, that's great too. But if you're thinking about it and you're worried, am I going to be a good dad or a good mom? Fucking go for it, man. Kids rule.
Bro,
terrible show. It's the worst show maybe ever.
Listen.
These techniques, promo for kids. Go ahead. Yeah.
Bro, after this episode, we could throw the podcast into family and parenting, the category.
No shit.
The diverse
Australia threw us off.
The techniques you are utilizing as a parent to entice your kid to get better grades are, dare I say, Japanese-like?
Listen, I told you we got a Chinese piano teacher from China that told Jackie, you're raising your kids like they raise them in China. And Jackie said right to her face, that's a compliment to me. All right? That's what she said. So, we're doing what we got.
Good, man. Good. What you got to do over there? Go ahead. Yeah.
By the way, I want to tell you about that. I want to tell you about that flight. Confidence is it's so deadly to have confidence. I literally influenced the flight attendant's decision making. I got to walk you through this. Flight out of Grand Rapids Monday morning, right? My flight's not till 7. I go even early with Lindsay because she doesn't want to take a Uber alone, and I like to get there early. I don't want to risk it. So I leave at 4:40. My flight's at 7. At 7, We get on the plane. They tell us we got to de-ice. It wasn't even any ice out. So I'm like, shit, I might miss my layover in Chicago. Shit. So it's taking forever to de-ice. And then we're finally about to take off. And I'm like, I might make it. Someone's sick on the plane. So now we got to go back to the gate and let that person out.
Oh.
So now I'm like, well, now I missed it. So that's over, right? So now I'm already texting Lindsay and telling her, ask our travel, help me out. Paramedics come on. They take a kid from the back. He's got to be in his mid-20s. But he's like self-walking. He walks out. The people next to me, I go, which one was the sick one? And the guy's like, I guess it was the kid. I couldn't tell because, a few paramedics walk back and a few people walk up. I mean, you're making the plane go back to the gate because someone's sick. They better be on a stretcher. You know what I'm saying? Not just walking off on their own. What, you have a migraine? You got a fucking migraine? So now I'm pissed, right? Everyone's pretty pissed. So that person gets off the plane. Then the pilot goes, all right, once we get that person off the plane and the paramedics get off, and then someone else, when that person got off, I guess they decided they were going to miss their flight, so they just grabbed their bag from over the overhead and they walk off the plane. And then one other person does that. So now all the flight attendants come back onto the plane after helping the sick person off, and they're like, who got off? Someone was walking up, and person's like, oh, they were sitting next to me. So now they got to go through the whole plane and ask you your name and check you off because they don't know who's on or who's not on. And I'm like, well, what are we going to Guantanamo? We're going to Chicago. Who gives a shit who got off and who got on? So they finally figure all that out. Then the pilot goes, oh, we've been sitting here too long, and it started to flurry a little. We're going to have to de-ice again. Oh, my God. We got to de-ice again?
Oh, my.
So we're getting ready to pull out. And then I hear the kid on the phone next to me. He's got to be in his maybe early 30s. He had 2 employees, and he's on the phone with someone who works with. Yeah, so when we get to Chicago, we're going to be delayed. I guess we could get off still and rent a car. Yeah, but I got to decide now because they're about to shut. And I'm hearing this, and we're all here, and I'm like, is this fucking guy serious? Now he's going to get off because people started getting off, and every time someone get off, it's slowing down the process. And now everyone's finally off, and we're going to go. And then he goes, all right, I'll ring it now. And he rings the bell. Flight attendant comes down, a woman, and he goes, we'd like to get off. Okay, if you have to get off, you're going to be delaying everybody else here because we're about to close the door. What about luggage? My bag is underneath. Can you have it taken out? And the woman goes, that's going to be a delay. And then as she goes, that's going to be a delay. I go, well, why would we take his bag out? Who cares about him? We all want to go. He's one dude. Let him. I'm pointing. I go, let him deal with it when he gets to Chicago. And the guy behind me goes, yeah, the hell with him. And the guy behind me goes, fuck this, let's go. That's what he said. And the woman goes, watch the mouth, sir. And I'm like, oh, this guy's my hero. So, but I'm like, miss, this doesn't make any sense. And she goes, you know what? You can't get your bag, sir. You can get off. You have to do it right now, but you can't get your bag. Well, where's my bag going to be? She's like, where are you supposed to be going? Knoxville. And she goes, well, then you can get it in Knoxville, but you're not getting it now. And I'm like, if I didn't start that, she was going to get this guy's back. I'm tired about caring about everybody in this country. Every little fucking person. Some of you people are going to get smoked. You're going to get lost in the cracks, and that's life. I'm on a rant now.
I want to go back to the plane. Now you tell the flight attendant, forget this guy. Now you got to sit next to this guy for the trip, right? Is there any tension between you and the guy that you just basically ruined his? No, or did he end up getting? He's gone.
No, he's across the aisle, and he was in the middle, and his friend was in the window. So there was one person sitting in the outer row that was my buffer. But this was not a problem because everyone on the plane was like, "Start her up, let's get out of here. Forget this guy's bag." But just the fact that the guy was, these two were so self-absorbed that they had no problem making us all wait so they can get their bag off. Because that doesn't end, man. It just doesn't end. So
yeah, no consideration of the people around them. It's all about what can I get out of this? So kudos to you for I haven't really been around pulling a Pete at this level, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened on the tour. By the way, can we just do a side note and something, because I'm always very super observant. we were having drinks and cocktails the other night and food. And Pete mysteriously got up from the table and started walking around the room. And his back was to the table, so I couldn't really see what he was doing. He looked like he was looking at artwork or whatnot. And I go, what is this guy doing? Yeah. And he came back to sit down and later informed us that he went and he did a full floss of his teeth with a toothpick. That's sat back down. Now, have you pulled this move before? Number one, and number two, I know you were adverse to not going downstairs. You had a problem because we were in an upstairs area, and the bathroom was downstairs, and you had a problem going down the stairs and touching the velvet rope. What was the issue?
Because they gave us a private section up the stairs in this area of the hotel for people listening, and they put a velvet rope there, and a lot of people from the show were now in the hotel, and they had seen us go up there. And they knew you were up there and stuff like that. So I felt whenever time I came down to use the bathroom, it was like, oh, come down amongst. I felt pretentious. I felt like it was a little pretentious that we weren't just at a table amongst them down there. So it felt uncomfortable. Yeah.
Circles back to what we started the show with. Didn't want to brag.
Right. So I felt like if there's someone else, I was waiting for someone else to go to the bathroom. So it seemed a little less. Here comes Pete.
Oh, okay.
So, to pee. Yeah.
So you decided to do a public floss.
I wasn't public. You didn't see me doing it because I was having dinner once with my sister. But you thought I was taking any artwork. I was over there like this.
I did see a little of this from the.
It looked like I was playing a harmonica. Well, I was having dinner once with my sister, and in the middle after dinner, she was saying something, and I leaned back, and I went like that with a toothpick, and she goes, "Yeah." And then anyway, you're not really doing that in front of me right now, are you? It was a bad habit I have, so now I've learned to get up and take a walk to do it.
There's another habit I saw that you have that I never saw before: biting your fingernails. I don't know what that was all about.
Here we go with this.
What? You biting your fingernails?
Well, I know. We started seeing it a lot at the end. Yeah. You're right. I do. And you helped me with that. Because you can't stand it. So at one point, and we didn't talk about this, did we?
No.
You saw me do it, and we didn't say anything. And then like 2 days later, I went like that, and you go, and I go, I know you saw it the other day, and you didn't like it.
No.
And you're like, the sound.
The first time I saw it, we made eye contact, and I felt like that alone was just like, don't do that.
Right. But it's a bad habit, so.
God. All right, listen. We got to apologize for some speed bumps we had in the show. I felt like
yeah.
We were a little not in sync today for whatever the reason, probably coming off, 12-day, whatever the hell we came off of. It was like, it was a long time. I have sun damage.
Shows. Yeah. 81 shows, bro.
I have sun damage. I got to regroup. But again, got to thank the listeners here for the consistency of the tune into the Pete and Sebastian show. As we said before, we might not have the Joe Rogan numbers, but what we do have is a loyal fan base that consistently tunes in, day out. So we do really appreciate that, guys.
Absolutely.
Because, the cast, as we know it, is reaching another level. And it's about to take off in a big way. So,
it's Tom Cruise in the other room.
Tom,
I don't know what's going on with this cast. It's like it's like it just keeps surviving, right, man?
There you have it, Pete and Sebastian show. We will see you next week.